My name is Anne Christine Wangoi, but I'm commonly known as Koi. I'm from Nairobi, cohort 2022. Nairobi is a colorful city. I love that about Nairobi. Colorful here meaning that we get different cultures, because people come from the rural, come to Nairobi to make a living. And so we get a mix of so many different cultures coming into the city, whether they are from Kenya or from other countries. Everybody tends to settle there. Well, when I actually joined RG, I was in a lot of confusion. I actually had a lot of scattered bits of my life that I needed to bring them together. And I was looking for something that will help me do that. I was in denial about so many things, about my work life especially. And so I was looking for something that will help me to just to understand what's going on in my life in terms of work. And let me say, RG did that without even me realizing it did, by the way. I think somewhere along there, I'm like, okay, I think I know what's going on in my life now. I think I'm comfortable just by going for every session. It built up to something. It's the John 15:16 scripture, where Jesus says that we did not choose him, but he chose us. And actually, that's the one I use as my base for the action plan. We did not choose him, he chose us, that we may continue to bear fruits. In fact, some versions says, keep bearing fruits. Then whatever we ask in his name, he shall provide. Because coming from the space that I was at by the time I was joining RG, I had just joined the health industry. I'm not a medic. It was not something I would have wanted to do, but I found myself there. And at some point, I felt like I was bullied into that industry, so I did not like it. But that scripture made me realize that I was not there by mistake, that Jesus knew I was there. He's the one who called me into that industry, and he expected me, he's still expecting me to bear fruits, not just one time and I'm done, but to keep doing it. And that the comfort that I have is that I'm not alone, that anytime I ask him for anything in relation to that, he's gonna provide. And I've seen him do it. Okay, so my gospel action plan is holistic healthcare. This came from the point where Jesus would tell people that he healed while he was on earth, actually 3 different categories of people. He would tell them, go be whole. So being whole was about not just physical health. These are people who probably had issues to do with blindness or any kind of other physical healing that they wanted. They had come to him for physical healing, but they went back when they were whole, meaning they were not just healed physically, meaning that their spiritual life was also covered, whatever issues they had spiritually and even psychologically. So that's where the holistic healthcare action plan comes from. I began implementing that in the hospital where I work. Like I said, I'm not a medic, so there's really not much of medical I would come in, but as a Christian and in the management, I was able to introduce the holistic healthcare, not just for the patients, but also for my staff. Where with the patients, let me begin with the patients, we have, of course, the physical healing. It's a hospital, but there's a psychological where we bring counseling. We'd let every single patient to go for counseling. At least we're able to know how detailed how deep do they need this counseling. Some of them don't actually need, but be able to tell, because some of these physical sicknesses are actually brought by psychological issues, not physical issues. And then we'd have a pastor come twice in a week. Ideally, they should be coming 4 times in a week, at least according to my action plan. That has been the challenge. Let me start from there. The challenge has been, first of all, getting another man of God or another woman of God to come as I had planned. And then there's one who came, I think she came like once or twice, and she became busy. And then besides that is the people accepting a pastor to actually just pray for them. Even if we go through, even if we take him to the ward or have one of my staff take him to the ward, some people are still very resistant, the patients. But remember, Jesus did not force these people, so we also don't like to force them. But so it becomes a challenge in that sometimes they don't actually get the spiritual bit, but that was out of their own choice. Now, one of the highlights that I got with my staff is that people are talking and opening up, and I'm like, wow, I didn't realize, but that's a good thing. So that is the highlight that I've seen so far, and I'm glad we began it. Yeah, because I'm seeing results in it, yeah.